Welcome back to the Cap Rack. My name is Tyler Blumenstick, joined by Sam Meehan. It is Wednesday, December 30th. We're bringing you college basketball model picks from the Caps on Sports model. The model, as of today, it is 77 and 57 at 57.5%. Then against the total, it's 71 and 65 at 52.21%. So just kind of how that breaks down for you guys. Against the spread, you would have you'd have won 7,000, lost 5,700 for a profit of 1,300, almost a 5% ROI, not too bad. Then on the total, you're down $39, but as a total on the model is $1,268 up since actually a year ago to the day, November 30th, I started the model. So that's that. Sam, how you doing this morning?
Oh, doing great. Live from a construction zone here in my kitchen, but ready to go.
Ready to go. So today there's a huge college basketball slate. We ran, let me just figure this out real quick, 16 games through the model, came up with 5 high confidence plays for you guys. The first one's going to be Furman versus Chattanooga. The line is 7.5. Furman's favorite on the road. The total set at 145. The model is projecting a 76-75 Furman win. So that's giving us 6.5 points on the total or on the spread as edge from the model. Nothing on the total here. Projecting 150 points. I would say a little bit of lean over, but other than that, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Chattanooga obviously they haven't played this like super hard schedule, but they find themselves at 9-0 here in
Yeah.
like the final days of December. So great start to the season for them. They're a good team. They can run you up 3-point line, force you to take like contested twos and all that. So if they play that game still, they're going to keep this game close and going to defend that home court. So 7.5 points at home for an undefeated team is too much to pass
Yeah,
up.
you don't see that every day.
Yeah, no, you got to take it.
You have to take it. And the model backs it up too, so we'll take it. I'll give you some stats when we're betting the spread and taking the underdog between 6.5 and 8 points. We're 12 and 8 at 57%. So pretty good clip there. Model backs it up with historical stats. Now let's go on to the next game of the day. We actually have 2 picks on it. It's going to be Notre Dame versus Virginia. It's in Notre Dame. The line is Virginia -6. Total is at 127.5. The model is giving us a 70-67 Virginia win. So predicting Notre Dame to cover, obviously. That's going to be one of our picks. We're getting about 3.5 points of edge on that one. It is 70-67 rounded, but the actual point difference somewhere in there with decimals is 2.5. So 3.5 points of edge there on Notre Dame +6. And as far as the total goes, we're getting nearly 10 points of edge. 9.8 on the over. It's a very low total at 127.5, kind of expected with Virginia. But Virginia just played a very high scoring game last time out. I think who was it against? Gonzaga?
Gonzaga, yeah.
Gonzaga, right?
Gonzaga doesn't matter who they're playing. They're going to make it a high-scoring game.
Yeah, I mean, but still, Virginia with the pace that they play at, they've just found ways to even slow down the fastest of teams. So it was surprising that they played such a high-paced game. But I see Notre Dame as a team that kind of likes to push the ball a little bit. I mean, they're not like a Gonzaga fast-paced team, but they like to push it. And this total is super low, 127. Models projecting 137. So let's ride with it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, you're going to always see these low totals for UVA games, but this isn't the UVA team you've seen in the past, 4 or 5 years. They don't have nearly the kind of talent they did like when they won the national championship. I mean, they technically are still reigning national champs. So, but they don't have Kyle Guy, Ty Jerome, all those guys anymore. So,
Yeah.
they're not as good defensively, nor are they as good offensively. So, I could see Notre Dame pushing the tempo, pushing the points up in this game, and keeping it close.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be a crazy high scoring game. You get
66-64 hits the over.
It's crazy. It's slowing.
Yeah.
I mean, these are 2 very good power conference teams. So I mean, we should see the over here. Okay. So that's 3 picks down, 2 to go. We're going to move over to Nebraska versus Ohio State. It's at 6:30. The spread is 13.5. Ohio State is favored. Total set at 144.5. The model predicts a 74-63 Ohio State win. So projecting Nebraska to cover, but that's not going to be one of our picks. What it is going to be is the under with nearly 8 points of edge. We are predicting 136.6 points in this one. Sam, what do you think?
Yeah, both teams are relatively streaky, especially the 3-point line, and can play defense. Iowa State is very good, play good with paint defense, so it's going to be tough to get buckets inside against them. And, the teams aren't really both shooting about 32% from 3-point line this season, which it's not the worst we've seen, but it's definitely not that good. So, Nebraska will go through spells where they just can't score. So that's why really, despite the model liking them and the spread wise, I don't really, trust them too much. But yeah, so that's why the under I think is very, very smart play here.
Yeah, going off your 3-point right there, not to sound redundant, but Nebraska, so you said both teams are shooting the 3 ball decently well. Sorry, it's about 30% for both teams, and then Ohio State. Yeah, it's like and then Nebraska is defending the 3 at 32%, Ohio State at 38%. So, you'd expect Nebraska to have the edge here just because of Ohio State's allowing of the 3-point ball to go through the hoop, but Nebraska's also on the road here, so I feel like that could play a factor into their 3-point shooting and really tone it down a little bit and kind of play into the under. So pretty much a very roundabout way of telling you guys that this game is going to stay under. All right, let's move on to the next game of the day. The last game is going to be at 7:00. It's Mississippi State visiting the Georgia Bulldogs. The spread last night when I was doing this was 3.5. Georgia was favored. Woke up this morning. It's now 2.5 in favor of Georgia. The total is set at 143, and our model predicts a 73-67 Georgia win. 139.5 points on the total, so nothing really suggesting they're slightly an under, but not a pick by any means. But yeah, Georgia minus 2.5. We got about 3.5 points of edge here.
Yeah, this is Georgia is also like a very not good 3-point shooting team, but they're just gonna be too big and
they usually just have a big body team
for Mississippi State. Like they have the size advantage from 3 to 5. They're gonna be able to dominate inside. And this is also another undefeated team at 7-0. Granted, they haven't really no great competition. It's their first SEC game, first big test, but they shouldn't. I don't see them really having a problem with Mississippi State.
No. Mississippi State is usually a bottom of the pack SEC basketball team. Really bottom of the pack, pretty much every major sport in the SEC. It's hard to be at the top of the SEC as it is, I guess. But I don't know. Georgia's been a pretty above average basketball program. They've always been tough, kind of sending out draft picks. Anthony Edwards. But yeah,
they're well coached, so should be they shouldn't have a problem.
I completely agree. The model agrees. We'll see what happens. That's 5 picks for today. It's Wednesday, December 30th. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. I don't know if we'll be back. So if we're not, Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2021. We'll see you next year. I'm glad I finally have a platform that I can just kind of make that stupid, corny joke. But as for myself and Sam Meehan, this has been the Cap Rack of Wednesday, December 30th. 5 picks on Chattanooga versus Furman, Notre Dame versus Virginia, Nebraska versus Ohio State, and Mississippi State versus Georgia. That is today's episode of the Cap Rack, Wednesday, December 30th. My name is Tyler Blumenstick, joined by Sam Meehan. We'll see you when we see you.